Part 4.
Its official name this year was Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual and Transgender Pride, a moniker that attracted ridicule on the letters pages of the gay press for weeks, but one welcomed by some on the march.
So Pride became, for the first time, LGBT Pride. I don't think we really had much of an analysis of bisexualism and trans, really. But I think we just instinctively knew that we needed to change it. There's a quite amusing radio programme about this time where I'm being interviewed. When you listen to me speaking, you can clearly hear that I've got absolutely no idea what the issues are.
For such a tortuous route of discovery, it obviously helps to have a social network of like-minded people. In this respect, the odds for transsexuals are getting better. The Pride March, a yearly event, used to be called Gay Pride, then Lesbian and Gay Pride, and this year they've changed their name to Lesbian, Gay and Transsexual Pride. Adam Jeans from Pride explains why.
We feel that what we're doing is actually making explicit something which has been implicit about the event since it started. The event has always had transvestites and transsexuals there, so we thought what we'd do is we'd actually make it clear who the event is for and that they should feel at home at the event because it is in the title as well.
I think this magazine, the one that Thud did in 96, is actually very zeitgeisty. It was the 25th anniversary of the first Pride March, so the magazine was looking at generations of activism. That was our theme for the year. Some of these stories are actually quite moving. You also have to remember this is, because it's 96, it's only, well, less than a year until there's a major change of government and in comes Tony Blair. And really, gay rights were in the United Kingdom were absolutely transformed as a result of that. So this was really like almost the last year of misery. You know, the Pride Trust had to keep the Pride flame burning all the way through the really awful 90s. That was our job. Pride was a very safe event, but there were some attacks. It wasn't great. And there was another problem. We had a massive bill for the clean-up. We had to agree to use the cleaners who were the preferred supplier of Tower Hamlets for the park. And they gave us a bill for about 13 grand. The day after the festival, I mean, bear in mind, there was probably something like about 150 to 200,000 people at this event. There were literally 6 people going around with plastic bags picking up the rubbish in the park. That's the day after. On this, I think it was the 17th of July, we actually got a bill, and the bill was, bear in mind we were told it was going to be 13, kicking the rubber parts, £30,000 for the clean-up. No way are we paying that. So basically they sent us a bill for 30 grand, and we sent that straight to our lawyers. Then the council stepped in with some new cleaners, and their bill was 21,000. So in the end, what we thought was £13,000 to clean the park turned out to be £50,000. We'd actually had quite a successful event. If we hadn't had that bill, with the money we'd taken across the bars and the day collection, which was about 77 grand, which was about 39p a head, we would have been completely fine. This is why prides go bankrupt. So given all these problems with Tower Hamlets and a massive bill, we picked up the phone and had a word with Lambeth to see if Clapham Common was available. So on the 30th of November, we actually got a message from them saying that they'd be willing to discuss it. Now, you may remember that when we were talking about Victoria Park, we were also looking at Hyde Park. And in fact, we were in the middle of more negotiations with the Hyde Park people, the Royal Parks Agency, to put on Europride. We wanted to invite it back in 1999, and we proposed Hyde Park as the venue for that. And it was a strong possibility that we could get Hyde Park for 1999. But it did mean that we were basically saying or announcing that we weren't going to try and go to Hyde Park for 96, 97 or 98. So the whole financial crisis that we were facing, and it was not insignificant, it has to be said, meant that we had to have a discussion about whether we should charge an entry fee for the park. There was a lot of people who were amazed that we didn't, actually, quite frankly. A lot of gay businesses were absolutely amazed that we were not charging entry fees for the park. And so with this financial crisis, we really needed to look at that again.